So if I have y equals a number that is a horizontal line going through the y-axis at that number, so my slope is 0 because it's not going up or down, it's just straight. My slope is 0. My y-intercept is where it's crossing. If I have x equals a number, then my y-intercept is going to be none. Why? Because if this is x equals negative 1/2, notice it's never, ever, ever going to cross my y-axis. It's never going to cross it, so it doesn't have a y-intercept because it never crosses the y-axis. Y equals 2 doesn't have an x-intercept because it will never cross the x-axis. And the slope for x equals a number is undefined because it's going to be something over 0. Anytime I have a number over 0, that is undefined. 0 over a number is 0, but a number over 0 is undefined. Now, how do I use this to graph? Well, when I graph using slope-intercept form, I start with my y-intercept. So whatever the number is that's not being multiplied by x, remember that's always going to be on the vertical line. That's not on the horizontal line. That's wrong. It's going to be on the vertical line. So if I want to graph this equation, y equals negative 1/2 x plus 5, I start with my y-intercept, 0, 5. So I'm going to put a dot at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 5. Remember y, up and down, not left and right. Then from there, from that point, I'm going to use my slope to find another point. So if it's negative 1/2, where does the negative go, at the top or the bottom? You can do either one, but don't do both. I would recommend using the top. So I'm going to do negative 1 over positive 2. So remember, the top number is my rise. So from here, I'm going to go down 1 since it's negative 1. The bottom number is the run. Positive means right. So I'm going to go down 1 to the right 2. Now I have 2 points. Using those 2 points, I'm going to draw a line through those 2 points. So that is my line. So again, how do I do y-intercept form? I start by whatever's not being multiplied by x. That is going to be the number on the y-axis, up and down. I'm going to put a dot on that number. From that dot, no, don't go back to the origin. From that dot, use your slope. If it's negative, the top number, you're going to go down. If it's positive, the top number is going to go up. Then the bottom number, you can always leave that positive. If you make the negative on the top, then that's always going to go to the right. So if I start at 5, I go down 1 to the right 2, put another dot there, use my ruler, connect the dots, and now I graph that with slope-intercept form. Again, I could graph this equation any of the 3 ways we've talked about. I can graph it using 3 numbers. I can graph it using just the x and y intercept. Or I can graph it using y-intercept form. All 3 will give me the same answers, and all 3 show me a line that contains all points that are a solution to that equation.